Oh, shit. I should probably point out that I've been working on a thing. How's it going, everybody? I have never done an intro that is not just me saying hello to everybody. So this time I figured I'd go ahead and just sit here working on this thing. I've scraped off the branding. Probably going to end up going in and spray painting this later. But anywho, now that we're here, and it's just me and you guys, how are you doing? That was a good intro. Just ASMR screw. So, I got a question for everybody who's here. Everybody who's in the chat. First of all, biggest question, most important question, what the fuck are you putting in your mouth? Second question, how many of y'all were on yesterday's stream? And while I'm doing that, I should probably point a fan at me because it is warm in here. Alexander Freyer says hi. Okay. There's a few people here. Yara was not. Oh, Yara, this is going to be awkward for you then. This stream's going to be real awkward for you. Not even going to lie. Eggs and Dick and I was not here for yesterday's stream. Well, for those of you who weren't here for yesterday's stream, this is going to be a little awkward, I think. But don't worry. I think we'll be friends together. We'll be able to manage. What's that? Beep. Sorry, I had to torture you all with that. I literally decided to throw that together right before the stream, and, well, here we are. So, for everyone who was originally here for yesterday's stream, that probably makes a lot more sense, because y'all were here for the creation of that shit. For those of you who were here, then I guess we can go ahead and... why are the custom emojis not showing up? Weird. There we go. For those who were here, well, Derp Vader is an emote that all channel members have access to. Every single one of you do. That all said, now that I've officially tortured everybody for just a little bit, hopefully the torture wasn't too bad. I'd contemplated just starting the stream with that, but I opted not to because I'm what you would call a fucking moron. So here's what happened. I set the stream up. I set it up to show that, you know, hey, we were going live. And then my idiot ass decided that instead of doing things correctly, I was going to show the stream as unlisted to everyone, so literally no one could be there. So imagine being me, right before the stream is supposed to go live. I click the live button, and we're, a minute or so into the stream being live, and I notice there are no viewers yet. And the first thought on my mind is, wow, I really fucked up. All of you hate me. And while that might still be true, I realized it was just user error. But, what are you gonna do? Do I LARP? So I boffer spar, but I don't necessarily LARP. Also, we just got a giant influx of subscribers popping in. I think I have discovered why that is happening. I think that it is, subscribers are coming in often enough to where Streamlabs is not telling me them when they happen. It's telling me them in batches. But on the off chance that any of them are new subscribers, I will say hello to them anyway. So thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really don't know what to say. Jonathan Fowler, Overlord Cobra, Chris Jared, Florence B, Ogla Rhetoric, Emily Herrig, Kristen Pellet, and Billy Smith. All y'all. Every single one of you. Do I play D&D? Every once in a while. I haven't had a group to play with lately, and I'm okay with that, honestly. So there is that. I am so sorry for those of you who were not here for yesterday's stream to see the creation of Derp Vader. For those who need context, because I'm sure context would be appreciated for some of you, I will go ahead and show you exactly where Derp Vader came from, and it's very simple. Oh, that's not where I'm trying to go. I hit. Why is that button going there? What the fuck? That shouldn't go there. These ones work? What the hell? Okay, Stream Deck. Scene, you should be going to this one. Boom! There we go. Okay, I understand now. I understand. Wow, I have been making all kinds of mistakes. Every single one. Also, there's cat hair on my camera, and I didn't remove it last stream, and now I see it. It's there. So, the whole reason Derp Vader even got created, for those who were not here on the last stream, the reason that channel members have access to another emote. When I did the Caitlyn Bennett thumbnail here, somebody noted that Caitlyn Bennett's, or this right here, looked like Vader. So, we drew a couple little eyes on him, and we cut him out, and here he is. So you could actually thank the freaking blonde braid Nazi. We have created the ultimate stormtrooper using her as a template, apparently. So now we have Derp Vader, and he is usable by everyone. The eyes, yeah. Michael Koenig was the one that suggested the eyes to pop in, and so well now it's here. Please remove him from existence. Considering where he came. Look, he can't help his parents. He can't help where he came from. He's just here to let you know that Rise of Skywalker could have been a much better movie if he was actually in it. So, please make a video of just Derp Vader dancing. I'll have to make a better one than that one. That one I recorded and edited 10 minutes before the stream. I desperately trying to get it all synced up together before the stream started. So I probably could have done infinitely better. Also, thank you very much to our new channel members, Carrie Mooney and Spirit of Wrath. Y'all have access to all the emotes, so you can spam them in the chat. Please spam them at your volition, especially Derp Vader, because he is with us and he cannot be deleted from existence. He hates his parents. Bullshit, that's a spit-eyed flatworm. I mean, if you want to say that there's a spit-eyed flatworm in Caitlin Bennett's hair, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. But yeah. So, just trying to read through the chat to make sure. Lord Bleck, do you really want to know what you missed? Do you want to know what you missed? I don't think so based on reactions, I can say that there's a few people who definitely do not want me to try to inform Lord Bleck of what happened. Show it again. God damn it. Why do you guys want me to show that monstrosity again? What? Why is that a thing you want? Okay, fine. We put it up to a vote. This is democracy. H's for playing it again, and G's for ignoring Derp Vader for the rest, for this point on forward. We will only play a little clip of it because I don't want YaraKoro to yeet out. What monstrosity? Sure, okay. We've got a handful of G's. Okay, so we're only going to play, like I said, maybe 30 seconds of it. Enough for Bleck to understand. Here you go, Lord Bleck. Again, only about 30 seconds of this. Eagerly watches chat to see who hates it. Okay, I'm done torturing y'all. There you go. Now you know. Now you understand. Now you understand. Now you know. You've... He scares me. Dix, why do you say why? What is so confusing? What is so confusing about Derp Vader? He seems pretty straightforward. Honestly. That I would subscribe to your channel, but you're not vegan. Okay, well. I'm sorry. This is one of those things that makes even less sense in context. So, yeah, when it's just... Oh, yeah, it's just a silly Darth Vader dancing. That does make more sense than... No. He's really the hair clip on Caitlin Bennett's head with googly eyes. It makes less sense when you explain. Derp Vader is the channel's mascot now. Oh my God. Rider for Life has donated $10. Thank you very much, Rider for Life. Love Derp Vader. Here's my money. What's the music? The music is called... Ah, shit, it's in my downloads here. It is called 19th Floor by Bobby Richard. Bobby Richards. It is one of the YouTube audio library songs that are free because I can't tell you how many times these streams have been demonetized by copyright infringement, but last stream was definitely demonetized for copyright infringement. It's a pretty standard thing now. Plush Derp Vader when... Oh, God. I don't know anybody who can make plushes. Not to mention, that would get kind of weird with, like, licensing, wouldn't it? Now I want to see Derp Vader removing his mask to reveal Chibisaurus underneath. Derp Vader goes mask off. Can we get a campaign going? Actually, you know what? Here, I have an idea because there's a thing that I need to do. There's a thing I got to ask you guys, okay? It's very important. I also just realized that in the Caitlin Bennett thumbnail, Derp Vader's eyes are slightly to the right, or very, very to the right. Oops. But can I ask you guys a favor, all of you, any of you that have Reddit, basically, because we're gonna do a couple of things here. So my channel is currently in a period of growth. It has not experienced a period of growth in a year, pretty much. So because of that, I am trying to use every avenue possible to promote the channel and get it going stronger than it is right now. So, any of you that have Reddit and are degenerate enough to use it, I need to ask a favor for you guys. You can either check the description, or you can go to this link. But please upvote that thread on Reddit. I just posted the Caitlyn Bennett video where Dirt Vader was born. If you want to upvote it and actually comment that this is where Dirt Vader was born or something along the lines there, then cool. I mean, it's stuff that's not in the video itself, but it is stuff that was in the stream that video took place in. So if you guys want to do that, awesome. Basically, I'm mainly just asking because it is a cost-free thing that y'all can do to help me out incredibly much, because I really, really, really want the channel to grow, and I really want it to grow to the point where I'm able to do more things on it besides just stream. I mean, hell, there's money being pumped into fucking VTuber stuff. So, anyway, for all of you that can and will, please and thank you. It means a ton to me, because anytime you guys do any of these call to action stuff, it means a lot to me. Not just because I need the help to grow the channel. It's not, I can't do it alone, quite frankly. But also because there are some things that I shout out that you guys have helped with immensely. When Jack and Quill was doing his moving fund, you guys stepped in, and we were able to raise that amount of money to help Jack and Quill in an hour. So he was able to take on his new job without fearing about his bills. Some of you were able to go over to Turning Tide Studios webcomic. And support that, which I will be shouting out again at literally any point. Any of you who have not gone on to Webtoon and looked up Life with Love and Magic, please do so. I will shout that out again since I'm here. But any of these call to action stuff you guys do, it helps me. It helps people who are near and dear to me, and it means the world to me. And I try. To make sure that the stuff that I'm shouting out is at least worthwhile. So, woo! People said, did my bit. Awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you, guys. That means a ton. We are at 17 upvotes so far, which is really, really freaking great. I like Tide and Tide's comic. I was on it before, though I didn't actually see your previous call to action there. So the call to action happened in stream, so if you didn't see it during the stream, then you weren't going to see it. There are certain things that I divorce from the videos, and I just do during the streams, because, well, I want there to still be some stuff that is dedicated to the streams. There's still reasons to watch the streams, even if you watch the edited videos when they come out. Because some people just watch the edited videos, and there's nothing wrong with that. But those of you who watch the stream, there's certain in-jokes and certain things that happen on stream that just aren't... They're not going to be in the videos. They're not going to be there. That makes sense, Yara. You wouldn't be able to hop over there because YouTube tabbing is weird. Your wife is summoning me? That's fair. Oh! Speaking of that, before we get into today's topic, which we've only got 2 topics today, potentially a third, because today's going to be a short stream. But, do you know what's up with Reddit and GameStop and hedge bets and stuff? Vaguely. Not enough to do a video presentation on it, but I know that GameStop stocks are going up because people are artificially inflating the price of the stocks because they are buying a shit ton of those stocks. Because the stock market works like that. Prices go up and people buy a shit ton of them in bulk. And it's basically a giant fuck you to Wall Street. So, past that, I don't know. I don't know if there's any more information to that than I just gave you. Oh, how's it going, Jack and Quill? You missed Dirt Vader, but I'm not going to play it again. I'm not going to force anybody to go through that again. You am fear. Look, basically, the gist, Jack and Quill, is that Derp Vader. Wait, Jack, were you here when Derp Vader was created on last stream? Were you here for that? You made people watch the Radish thing twice. I made people watch this one twice. Okay, so here is for Jack and Quill. Here, just I'll make it quick. You're my friend, so I'm doing this for you, Jack and Quill. So here is Caitlin Bennett. This is the Caitlin Bennett thumbnail from the recent video. Now, if I were to put Caitlin Bennett back where she originally was and zoom in on her hairpiece, what do you see? I attached the googly eyes myself. Those weren't on the original one. So here we have Derp Vader. Okay, Jack? Here you go. This is Derp Vader. Now, we will only do maybe 5 seconds of this so that you can know what I subjected the stream to. Here. There, that's all we're doing. But now you know. Derp Vader was created on last stream, and now he can dance. He can dance for everyone. I created that in all of like 10 minutes. So it's horrible. It is absolutely shit. And Jack and Quill, this is also a thing. If you check in the chat, Derp Vader is also an emote. So, there you are. Now you know that the lore is done. We've gone into the lore of Derp Vader. It's done. And it was all spawned, literally, from the head of Gun Girl. He can dance if he wants to. He can leave the Sith behind. So, there you go. Now you know that bit of channel lore has been explained. We good. We good. Permission to do a more professional version. Blue Feather, if you want to do a more professional version of Derp Vader, by all means. It will not change the emote, obviously. But I will feature it on the channel if you do it, as I do with practically any fan art that I get submitted. So, yeah, no, if you want to do that, I will not stop you. Cartoon Contrarian says Derp Vader brings them life. You should make Derp Vader your Twitter profile for a week. For a week? Bitch, I'll do it right now. Let's see here. Hold on a sec. A bit. Okay, let me go here. We'll do it. Edit profile, Rule 63, Necosaurus. You've got to go. Hold on. Derp Vader, can he... We need something behind him. We need, like, space behind him. So here, we're going to do this. We're going to... I can put space behind him. That's easy. Doop. 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 Blending options. Let's go ahead and give him a drop shadow. There we go. And now we just grab this. And make this my Twitter profile. There we go. Okay. Y'all win. Chat wins. Derp Vader is now my Twitter profile. Hold on. There we go. the Twitter name has also been changed to Cirrus has created a monster. Because it's not untrue. It will be there for a little bit, and then I will switch it back to my other profile picture. It will swap back. Mainly because I like the profile picture that I commissioned. Vader is now Mr. Derp. Cirrus, what have you done? I've created a monster. That's what I've done. There we go. Screenshotting so I always remember. Yeah, never forget Derp Vader Cirrus. Okay, so I have a thing. We're not going to get into this just yet. Before we get into a topic, though, can I take... How many of you have seen the journey that I went on this morning in League? Because that journey is well, it's something. It's definitely something. That was in the morning? Yes, that was in the morning. Okay, so here. Oh, you monster gestures the one-eyed brush I edited to be my character. Hey, it works. So, for those who play League of Legends and know how toxic the community can be, let's go ahead and run through this little adventure I went on. So, for context, I was playing Twisted Fate in the jungle, right? The enemy team had a Warwick. And here, I'll even show you the game. We can go, pop out of here. Where the fuck is it? Is it in profile? It should be in profile. Match history. Where is my match history? Ah, here it is. Here's the one that upset him. All right, so this Warwick player right here, this guy named Six Wolf. This guy. I screenshotted our entire conversation. Because after he lost... Dude had 2 kills and 6 deaths, and we just destroyed them. He was not doing well. After he lost, he adds me as a friend. And so, this happens. This is the beginning of our conversation. Now, I'm not going to read some of this out, because it's words that I have effectively worked out of my vocabulary. But, he's, it's fun. It's an absolutely fun adventure. Of course, I told him I'm so sorry that your first game on Warwick went poorly. And then he points out that, you know, I need to exploit broken shit, because I am offended, apparently. And then, he asks, or I ask him where I've shown offense, but he tells me that logic is his reasoning. So I tell him that, you know, logic is a mathematical breakdown of syllogisms. I fail to see where you've used it here. Now he invites me into a game. Now, for those who don't know, League of Legends has built-in voice chat. So if somebody invites me into a game, then they can speak to me directly in the game itself. And then, you know, this just goes on. And for those, he starts getting in here because I don't go in. Oh my god, your dad raised a bitch. I said, well, what purpose would you want me getting in there? And he just goes, that's what I thought. Fucking kids just type. Apparently kids just type. Apparently kids don't do this where they freak out at somebody over a video game. That apparently. So then I say, after he says, you can never man up, no wonder your wife cheats on you. First of all, this guy doesn't know me, so he has no idea that I'm polyamorous to begin with. Because quite frankly, with consent, Raz can fuck who she wants. But without knowing that, he wouldn't know how little this joke actually works on me. Then I go, okay, how about this? You and I should 1v1. He wants to be the big guy. He wants to be the big, strong guy. Fine. We're in a video game. The video game is what made you upset. How about you and I 1v1 in the video game? And then he starts saying that I'm a welfare bum. So I just pointed out, dude, I literally challenged you to a duel. Apparently I'm the coward. And then he starts saying, leeching tax dollars. You won't man up and use your voice. Use your head before talking shit. You're a dumb fuck. So then I point out, well, why would I use my voice when I've got this wonderful documentation of your micro dick energy? And he keeps on going on about how my dad apparently raised a fucking pussy, according to him. They're just like, dude, this is gold. Why would I give this up? Why would I give this conversation up? This guy has no idea that I'm literally just going to abuse him for content. You're like, dude, you want to be this toxic in a video game? It's worth that much to you? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. So then we keep on going into the daddy raised a bitch, but apparently he spelled it buitch. So I suggested therapy. And dude, really, oh no, my purpose was not to calm them down, Yara. I knew this guy was going to keep on going. My thing is that if you're going to verbally abuse me, then the least I can do is showcase you. So after suggesting therapy, and pointing out that he's letting the video game get to him too much, he misspells bitch again, because he's typing too quickly. So I ask him what a bithk is, or a bithk. I'm just going to go ahead and say right now, if you keep on misspelling shit like this, I don't think you just need therapy. You probably need therapy and an English class. I made the mistake. I thought he just needed one counselor. I didn't realize he needed two. And he keeps going on about people leeching his tax dollars, so I can tell this guy's like a libertarian or a conservative type. The exact kind of person who I want to upset with my content, but for some reason, this dude right here managed to gravitate to me. And just, it keeps on going on. He keeps on calling me a welfare bum, saying that his tax dollars allow me to eat. So I just said, well, okay, so I'm curious. I don't think I actually caught it here. Said, question, what do you think I do for a living? And you can see the living part at the bottom here. I clipped it badly on accident. So he just says, nothing. You're a welfare bum. So I give him an opportunity. I mean, Google helps in these situations. But sure, go off, queen. Because my name in League is Cirrus. I've made sure that the search engine optimization for my channel is good enough to where if you just Google Cirrus or put me into a search engine, you'll find me, right? For better or worse. So just like, dude, you can Google, like Google helps here. And then he starts saying that I type like a woman. Apparently spelling you with a U and like a lag. So I ask, how does one type like a woman? Do you mean legibly? Then he says, see, can't man up. Keyboard warrior. Will not man up. Says the literal keyboard warrior. Because you're here refusing to man up and speak. Don't worry. It keeps on going on. Where's the rest of the thread? Ah, I put the rest in here. Here we go. So he says, you want to call me a keyboard warrior, smart nut, fucking dummy, try to come off like you're educated but lack common sense. Given that he's made comments during this whole time about my my ineptitude in the bedroom, I just pointed out, I mean, I'm sure, dude. I'm sure you make all the women wet as sandpaper, my guy. Let's see here. Where is... Oh, yeah, here was a fun part, though. I just said I'm legit here just because you're entertaining me. That's it. And he goes, correct? Then you have very little attention span, but you're refusing to man up. So I'm just like, hey, you got one thing right, finally! My attention span is garbage. Thank you so much for holding it. And it just goes on, and then he just, when I'm not speaking, like when I'm not talking to him, he just keeps on going. He just keeps on going. He doesn't stop. And it is so wonderful for me to just sit back and watch this shit. Because remember, I challenged him. But I said, you know, this has been an entertaining conversation. Enjoy your next game of League. May you play better and win the next one. Because Lord knows you need it. Because, I'm going to be honest, if losing in a video game makes this happen to you, speaking as somebody who gets mad at League, right? I do get mad at League. If you guys have paid attention to my Twitch streams at all, League makes me angry. I yell and scream at League. I will not deny that. But I don't do this. No, this isn't Keemstar. We'll get to Keemstar here in a second. This is literally a random person that I fought in League who got really upset, and I wanted to take you all on the journey that happened this morning. So I said, define man up. You backed out of a 1v1, my guy. That's on you. To which he goes, no one 1v1s in League of Legends. You fucking loser. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but in League, you have the option to join a custom game. And in these custom games, there are people that will do one-on-one matches. Like right here, only 2 people allowed in the lobby. We're right here, only 2 people allowed in the lobby. These two are having a duel right now, only 2 people allowed in this lobby. Demonstrable reality is really awkward for people. So, this is just the journey I wanted to take you guys on. I don't take losing very well, but somebody needs to slap me if I ever start to act like this. Yep. Like, don't get me wrong, League's community is toxic, but it's toxic for a couple of reasons. Reason number 1, League of Legends is a big game. There's a lot. It is the most played game in the world. As a result, League has in fact garnered a very toxic community, because the more people you have in your community, the more toxic it gets. You have more chances of introducing yourself to these types of people. Easy. But I'm shocked he didn't say the gamer word. I am surprised he didn't say that either. Is it so? Let's see here. List of most played video games by player count. Wait, really? I was unaware that we had so many games beat everything. That's weird. Oh, but that's just about registered accounts. Okay. So, let's see here. Okay, Minecraft does have League beat, but League is one of the biggest then. Wasn't aware that that it had gotten usurped by RuneScape of all things. Then again, I've been playing RuneScape, so what the fuck ever. I guess I can't complain much. But it is one of the largest gaming communities in the world, and therefore it has garnered some of the most toxic people, which is just what happens. So, is the gamer word leet? No. This gamer word has a hard R, and we ban people from my chat for saying it. So, no. So that was a fun little experience that I went through. Vela said that I might be slightly biased against League. It is partially responsible for one of the worst relationships I've ever had in my life. That is unfortunate. I am sorry. Ugh. Yeah. You mean Roberts? Yes. But we're talking about Roberts. The word we're talking about is Roberts. Okay. Now that we're done with League of Legends drama, we should probably get into the actual topic at hand, right? As much as I want to completely and totally focus on my escapades in video games that nobody really truly cares about, it's just me, honestly. There is something that another man on the internet cares about a lot more than I think is healthy, and that's Keemstar with pronouns in bios. Now, I've done a video on Keemstar before, and it was about the pronouns thing, too. But this one seems a little bit weirder. Just a little bit. So I wanted to go ahead and cover it today, because I think that there might be something under this.
Transgender people are special people because they're rare. Let's say you're collecting baseball cards, Pokemon cards, whatever it is. The rarest item is worth the most.
Yes and no. So rarity is one factor in what causes certain cards to be worth the most. Performance is another one. Some of the most expensive cards that Yu-Gi-Oh, for instance, has ever had have not been the most expensive because they've been rare. They've been the most expensive because they have been used by competitive players and have thus garnered a history. I would also say that trans people are special not because they are rare, because then you're just special for being a minority. That's a weird take. I would say they're special because they're people, and I think that they deserve respect and also deserve to be treated well. But let's go ahead and see what else Keemstar has to say here. Because apparently objectifying trans people is how we're going to begin this particular video.
And if you're looking at the human race, transgender people are a minority. They are very rare. They are special.
So I'm just gonna say right now, when he goes into it like this, I'm thinking that this is very deliberate. Keemstar is known for drama. That's what makes his channel work. If YouTube drama didn't happen, he wouldn't have a channel. My thought is that Keem knows that this is something that will rile people up. He knows it's something that will make people upset. So as a result, he's going to use this as his opportunity to make people upset about people who care about trans issues. Make them upset. He gets to sound incredibly condescending. He gets to sound like a complete and total douchebag. And he does it in such a way that makes people like me make videos on him. And that's what he wants. So I recognize there's a part of me that's playing into his hands a little bit here. But at the same time, it does strike me as weird to simply want outrage, but not for the right reasons. If I wanted to build outrage, I could do it very easily, and make that outrage actually go somewhere useful, right? Let's do outrage against CEOs. It's very easy to point out the ways in which they exploit their workers. Outrage against the United States not paying people or not trying to force people to have living wages, forcing people to have poverty wages. You can do all kinds of things in realms where it's actually functionally helpful for people to elicit anger. Keemstar wants the anger elicited for his own personal benefit, for his own personal profit. At least, that's my belief. I could be wrong. I could be incredibly incorrect. But I don't think I am.
And when I'm on Twitter and I see a pronoun in the bio, right? Pronouns are in the bio. I'm thinking to myself, that's a special person. But it's not. It's a normal straight person, right?
That's the point. That's the point, Keem. That's the point. Okay. So, does anybody know what the whole pronouns in bio thing is supposed to be for? Does anybody understand? Okay, let me explain it to you very, very easily. And anybody in my audience who is trans and knows about this, if I get anything wrong, please correct me. The idea is to get rid of this notion that trans people are special and cis people are normal. The idea is to get rid of this notion that people are different. The idea is to normalize transness, normalize people being who they are and doing so healthily. When you have a sticker on your back that says who you are at all times, that is incredibly degrading for your mental health. One of the healthiest ways an ally can help without putting in any effort whatsoever, aside from just respecting individual trans people in their lives, is doing things to help normalize being trans. Normalize it in conversation. Normalize it in your everyday life. Normalize talking about these issues in a way that isn't hush-hush and angry and what have you. Normalize them literally fucking existing. Putting your pronouns in your bio is, while some people might see it as virtue signaling, it is a zero-cost thing to do that helps normalize transness. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. So when you sit here and go, no, trans people are special, you need to be special, you are making an argument for further alienating trans people, further putting them on a pedestal, and knowing Keemstar's entire channel is about drama, my thought is that this is an attempt to make sure that these people can be on a pedestal so that it's easier for him to make content about them, easier to knock them down. It doesn't seem like this is a thing done in good faith. And again, I don't think Keemstar and good faith have been uttered together in the same sentence ever since the Leafy is here shit.
It's Sandy, who is an ally. She's not your ally. She knows that everyone is out there fighting for your rights. Everyone knows that you're special, Mr. or Mrs. Transgender person. She knows that.
Everybody's fighting for your rights? Who? During the Trump administration, we literally saw trans people's rights get stripped away. Their ability to maintain having a job get stripped away. We saw their ability to participate in the military and serve their country stripped away. We saw their ability to have access to particular and helpful medical care stonewalled. Yeah, there are people who are fighting for their rights. But it's not the norm. It's not the norm at all.
And she's a fucking clout demon, literally trying to steal your hype, your specialness for herself. Look at me, I'm fighting for the trans rights. Look at me. They're clout demons, they're stealing your fucking clout.
This is projection, Keem. This is literally just what you do all the time. You're just arguing what you do. You're piggybacking off of other people's existence, their mere existence, for retweets, for likes, because they go towards your channel. You do stuff on Twitter, it raises the alarms, people end up seeing you, your name is in their mouths, and then eventually they start looking at your channel, or at the very least, if you can live in infamy in the minds of multiple people, people will tune into your channel and people will give you money. Whether by themselves or through the YouTube monetization practices. Either way. The thing you're accusing this hypothetical person of doing is exactly what you're doing, Keem. But I think he knows that. I am 100% certain. Again, I could be wrong. But I am personally certain that that is what he's doing, and he knows. When you make an argument that, no, the trans people should hate their allies, should be angry with their allies, because they're just trying to be clout chasers, when they're doing something that literally, again, it's a zero-cost thing, and the more people that do it, the less virtue signally it looks. If there were 12 trans people in a room and 2 people who were cis, and one of those cis people had their pronouns in their bio and the other one didn't, there could be a conversation between the two of them, hey, why did you do that? But if there's a bunch of cis people putting their pronouns in their bio, eventually the conversation about why you're doing it just stops happening, because guess what? Congratulations, it's been normalized. The goal has been met. Keemstar, though, doesn't see things that way. In Keemstar's world, it's not enough to be normal. It is better to be on a pedestal. It is better to be special. It is better to be the person where the eyes of the world are on you. And for somebody who runs a drama-centric channel, this mentality makes perfect sense. At least to me.
They know you're special and they're
But It's also stupid.
To take it from you. They know millions of people are out there fighting for your rights, fighting for more acceptance, and they're out there stealing your goddamn specialness.
Nobody's stealing anybody's specialness. And hell, there are more trans people who want to be normal than want to be special. For most of the trans people that I've talked to do not want a signal blare where everybody can just look at them and instantly clock them at any point in time. They don't want to shout from the heavens, "Hey, I'm trans." They just do that right now because they feel like they have to. It's not that they want to. Many of them want to just be considered normal, to be looked at as normal, as no different than a standard fucking cishet person walking down the road. They don't want everybody to immediately blare their foghorns. "Hey, look, there's a trans over there." They don't fucking want that. Some might. Most don't. Not to mention how incredibly unsafe it is to be in an environment where your mere existence is constantly publicized like that. If you go out and there's some random bigot who's been grown up in, well, basically where I came from, and they find out you're trans, the likelihood that they're going to assault you increases drastically. That's not what they want. That's not what people want to happen to them.
When I see pronouns in a bio, that better be a special person. That better be a trans person. Because Sandy, there's no confusion with your long hair and your her/she and your bio. There's no confusion. We know you're a girl.
Really? So, Keem, I got a question. If I found somebody who was completely androgynous, and you literally could not tell, there was no way, their profile pictures in such a way that all the different markers that you would use to basically clock them were not visible, what would you do? Because there's a conversation where you talk about them in the third person, say, on your channel, and then you misgender them. You say she, because they looked androgynous, and then you find out they were he. But again, I don't think that's the point. To focus on the ways in which Keemstar is wrong is not the point. The point is, Keemstar wants to facilitate drama. He wants to facilitate an artificial conversation. He wants to see cis people and trans people fighting against each other when they're just trying to get the fuck along. Because in his world, that's good. And another point, if I were to double back into the ways in which Keemstar is wrong and focus away from the actual important point here, what is trying to be accomplished, what do you do with a non-binary person? Like, what do you do? Because there's more than just he, him, and she, her. There are people who go by they, them. And when you actively try to put a gender on them for whatever reason, they do not want that. So what do you do in those situations, Keem? Oh, right. I know exactly what you do in those situations. You create artificial drama where there doesn't need to be any.
You're not special. You're just a fucking clout demon trying to suck the goddamn clout away from the trans community because you know people are out there fighting for the goddamn rights. We know what you're doing.
Okay, so I have a question. How does being a trans ally get you clout? How? Because in my situation, it hasn't given me clout. There are other things that have given me a little bit of clout. The tiny bit of clout that I've managed to dig out of the feces-ridden cesspool that is YouTube. Most of that had to do with atheism. Most of that had to do with philosophy. But what clout does being a trans ally give you? If anything, it just makes you have a bunch of conversations that are really awkward about gender that you probably don't understand, and then you end up explaining gender really badly to some rando person on the internet or in your real life, and then making things arguably worse for the next trans person who gets into conversation with them. Like that, you don't get clout from it. But, okay, Keem, Again, in the mind of Keemstar, everybody must have these ulterior motives there. Now, I have an ulterior motive. Thank you very much for the donation, Rider for Life. I can hear Jim Sterling laughing at Keem from here. Thank you for the $10 donation. But I can go ahead and tell that in Keemstar's world, everybody doing something for their own ulterior motive, their own ulterior means, makes perfect sense. I have my pronouns in my bio for a couple of reasons. One of them is, yes, trans allyship. But that's not my primary reason. The primary reason I have them in there, and I have actually shown this multiple times, if you go to my Twitter profile, it literally says pronouns in bio to elicit ad homs. Because there are several things that I deliberately do to elicit ad hominem attacks. And I do it on purpose. And I have never made a secret about that. I've actually made an entire video about that. Yes, there can be ulterior motives for putting pronouns in bio, but even mine isn't clout. Mine is deliberately, so that idiots on the internet end up attacking strictly because the pronouns are in the bio. Because what's the thing we see on Twitter all the time, Keem? Person A gives their opinion, person B gives a rebuttal, and person A then responds, pronouns in bio, of course. That happens. It doesn't help the cis person to have their pronouns in their bio 99% of the time. But, you know, whatever, Keem. Let's go ahead and finish up this clusterfuck.
And for those trans people watching, please stop these goddamn clout demons, because that's what they're doing.
And there it is. There's the call to action. It is about trying to get trans and cis people to fight each other over trivial shit. Shit that costed the cis person nothing at first, but now, suddenly, they're not going to want to engage in trans allyship because their trans friends are going to attack them if they happen to watch Keemstar. And then he gets to siphon off of that drama, because that is what Keem does.
That is what they're doing. They want the attention for themselves, and they're removing the spotlight off of you onto them. And it's bullshit.
And now here we get the manipulation. Now it's Keemstar. He's your friend. He's the real trans ally. Real trans ally Keemstar. Right here. Except, Keem, you're not. You're not. And honestly, I know one thing that feels much better than listening to any more of your content. That was my leg, not my balls that time. It hurt significantly less. But it is at least more enjoyable than listening to Keem ally himself so as to facilitate drama. But, with all that said, and all that craziness and stupidity that we just had to watch, what do you think his motivations are? What do you think he's doing? I've laid out my reasons. If you think they're wrong, let me know in the comment section below. With that said, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so that you can know whenever new videos come out and when I go live streaming. I usually stream around 1 p.m. every day for the most part, with a few exceptions. And with all that said, there's links in the description for other shit if you end up wanting to support in other ways. But let me know what you think. And I will see you all in the next video. I miss when we all dunked on him for looking like a damn gnome, not gonna lie. Yep. Nice green look today. Well, thank you, I'm a troll. Keemstar's the perfect manifestation of a clout demon. Basically. And I mean, 4.4 thousand comments, 6.4 thousand retweets, 5.2k likes. That like amount is very, very small compared to everything else, but oh boy, there's stomach acid. If you're fighting for rights, wouldn't it be better to have ally? Wouldn't be. Wouldn't it be better to have all the allies you can get? Yes, but in the world of Keemstar, it is not better to have allies, it is better to have enemies. Keemstar with no allies but a lot of enemies is a Keemstar that can make a lot of money. Keemstar with a bunch of people agreeing with him and having allies is a Keemstar that cannot monetize. So, Pansexual Satan, the things you have missed during this stream so far. You have missed Keemstar. You have missed me shooting myself. And you have also missed Derp Vader dancing for our entertainment. But don't worry, 1984 is when Derp Vader dances. Okay, I'm not going to do it more. I keep saying I'm not going to do it again, and then I do it again. Did Abby put out any trash today? Not that I've seen. Also, League of Legends nonsense. Yeah, that's a thing. Where did that go? I shot myself in the leg, and I have no idea where that dart went. I guess I'll find it. Or I'll find it in Growlith's mouth or something. That would be awkward. Under the desk? Well, let's find out. Fuck it. Where's my... Is it in here? It should be in here. No, it's not. There's a way to find out. Get the handy-dandy screwdriver. And no. It is not under the desk. I do not know. My leg burns, though. Oh, there it is. It landed on the desk. It was in plain sight the whole time. I am what you would call a moron, an idiot, a dipshit. Ugh. Source of the Time Lord confirmed. Nope. Okay, so the next thing that I want to get into before we close out today's stream, because it is a shorter stream. I forgot, dumb fuck. You're right. I am that too. Derp Vader is the manifestation of the madness of Cirrus while watching Caitlyn Bennett. You're not wrong. This is indeed a manifestation. This is a manifestation of my madness. Hey, it doesn't work when I actually copy paste it like that. That's upsetting. I have to physically do it. I can fill up the chat myself. I will fight the chat. There will be more Derp Vaders in chat than there will be chatters. I will win this fight. Are there more Discount Hoven videos planned? So here, I'll show you, Ahab, the reason why there have not been more Discount Hoven videos yet. The issue is, let's see, eye to eye. Where is he? I guess I'll just have to do it this way. You know what? Discount Hoven. Damn, Logic. I didn't realize that we had gotten 114,000 subs on our video. Huh. Fair enough. I had no idea. Oh well. Did he have it in the description of his video? He might have. Nope. Yes, you've got a... There's a link there, though. If you guys haven't subscribed to Cirrus already, maybe you should do that. Let's see. I'll just go to this Discount Hoven video. Original video. What is your worldview? Here's eye to eye. Jesus Christ, 172,000 videos in that video. How did you get that? Oh, he's made a new video visiting Dinosaur Adventureland. Science is never an atheistic idea. So I stopped covering him because he stopped releasing content, but it looks like he's got a little bit of content in here. A little bit of new content. So I guess that means that there will be new Discount Hoven videos. You know what? Here. I'm going to add this into my area. Boom. Congratulations. You guys have just facilitated more Discount Hoven videos happening. I had not checked out his channel for ages. Literally, he had a gap 2 years ago where he just stopped making content, so I stopped responding. But so here's the deal. When the VTuber avatar is in and I'm able to use it, I will use it to create Discount Hoven videos. That will be one of the things that comes with that avatar. So, hope you guys are ready for that. Need to use the retro intro for it. I'll see what I'm going to do. I might do something special for the new Discount Hoven video. I know Jack and Quill's in the middle of working on a new intro, but that's going to take some time. Animation takes forever. So I'll have to think of something special for this. I can do it. I think I can do that. Not really ready for more Discount Hoven? Well, sucks to be you. Discount Hoven's happening. I don't know why I'm aiming this one at you. This is a project that is still being worked on. All I've done to this guy is a spring upgrade. I still need to paint it. Gross blatant sobbing. I'm sorry, Jack. I am sorry. Who's Discount Hoven? Okay, so, you know what? I'm just gonna make this easy. I'm just gonna make this super easy. What's up? Here. To introduce you to Discount Hoven, we'll get the introduction that Logic's audience got.
Go away, God. We don't want you, God. Get out of our schools, God. Get out of our books, God. Get out of our schools. Get out of our academia, God. Go away, God. Get out of our magazines, God. Get out of our newspapers, God. Get out of the news, God. We don't want you, God. Go away, God.
Jeez, man. Harsh. Poor God. Alright, so who are you? What is your worldview, creation or evolutionism? Well, that's a beautiful name, but it's a bit of a mouthful. I'm not going to say that the whole video, so let's see. I got some Kent Hoven posters there in the background. I think I have a pretty good idea what's coming. So how about I call you... What was that noise? People can't get in here. It's not like I have a door people can just walk straight in, at least without talking their way past, this guy. Hey, Tentacle Monster, this is a little bit awkward after all this time, but what am I supposed to call you? Right, I knew that. Without talking their way past... Huh, there's a tiny shaman in my house. That's odd. Hey, little buddy, how'd you get past the tentacles?
Discount Hoven is mine.
No, I'm pretty sure that's mine. I just came up with it all by myself. I said it before you came in. Everyone heard it.
No, I mean, Discount Hoven, it's my series. You're currently stepping in my territory.
So to be
Sorry,
clear,
Jack,
you're telling
it is
me
tiny.
that you just snuck into hell and broke into my house, and I'm in your territory. And get your ass back to the Shire.
Okay, I mean, I guess you've got a point.
Or I could just call in some hellhounds and have you taken out of here. I assume. I don't know. I've never called security here before, but I assume it's something cool like that.
Or, we could do something other than having me eviscerated for trespassing.
Yeah, okay. I guess it'll do me some good to have some company for once. Maybe, I guess. You want to help me debunk this guy I just found? Pretty sure nobody's ever done it before.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, I'm 6 episodes deep into my series on this guy anyways. I guess this'll just be episode 7.
Taking credit for other people's discoveries. Typical Hobbit.
What video are we checking out anyway?
It's called the 7 C's of History.
Oh, Discount Hoven's gonna educate us on history? Excellent. I needed a laugh today.
So not only did you break in...
Why does it have my intro? That's a weird thing. So this was such a good introduction to Sir's, not gonna lie. Well, I'm glad it was. This is actually how, like, pretty much anybody from Logic's audience found me. Though there is one thing that I want to show. There's a little Easter egg that maybe some of you didn't know about. Hold on. Not Hovent. Son of a fucking... Okay, so obviously my version of the video has fewer views, right? But here, if we go to the end of the video...
With that, they just kind of dealt with it.
Oh, so this is just no atheists in foxholes then, right? That overused notion that people don't want God until the going gets tough and they suddenly turn to God every time. Well,
Taking the words straight out of Kent's mouth half the time. I'm sure I didn't catch every instance undistinct.
We're starting to think that the series is turning into a bit of a character study on Josiah. A very sad, depressing character study.
Man, is Discount Hoven ever a good nickname for this guy. He's nearly indistinguishable, right down to taking the words straight out of Kent's mouth half the time. I'm sure I didn't catch every instance of him directly ripping off Kent's speeches either. It was kind of painful to listen to, but I guess kind of funny in some ways too. Anyway, audience, if you're watching this on my channel, then go ahead and follow this weird Hobbit thing back home through his portal, and check out his channel and grab a slice of pizza. I assume he has a name. What's your name, fella?
It was Cirrus.
Smeagol, right. And speaking of the portal...
Yeah, I'm going. I can smell the pizza from here. Try to keep the reptoids from biting me on the way out, eh?
I promise nothing. Farewell, tiny critter, whatever your name may be. Drink a half pint for me when you get home. So what'd you guys think of the video? I'm really awful at collabs, so I almost never do them. This is kind of a trial run. Let me know in the comment section below if you liked it, and give the video a like if you want to.
Okay, so that's the end of the video on Logic's channel. But on my channel...
No, you asked for it.
Hold on.
To listen to, but I guess kind of funny bit thing name.
Yeah.
I promise nothing. Farewell, tiny critter, whatever your name may be. Drink a half pint for me when you get home. So what'd you guys think of the video? I'm really awful at collabs, so I almost never do them. This is kind of a trial run. Let me know in the comment section below if you liked it, and give the video a like if you want to, and subscribe if you haven't already.
Well, that was fun. Honestly, I'm surprised that Logic even agreed to the collaboration. I'm certainly happy about the end result, though. That said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this 7th... So, on Logic's video, it goes into his ending, but on my video, I actually do pop out of the portal. It's an Easter egg that not many people have commented on, so I'm finally just like, well, fuck it. I did that thing, so I'm just gonna showcase it now. It is a different video on both channels. Just 99% of it's identical. But yeah. How did the portal work? So the portal basically takes me into other people's channels, but not necessarily at a different time. Much more of a radio voice in the pre-recorded stuff. That's what I've heard, is that, like, I had a more, what's the word? Prepared tone to stuff. Which is not untrue, I guess. Is the different outros pretty standard? I've only ever seen the different outros in this. In most other collaborations I've done or seen, they're the same video on both channels. I introduced you to Bionic Dance? That's surprising. She was a larger channel than me for the longest time, so it was people from Bionic Dance coming to my channel. But I'm just sitting here messing with fucking springs. God damn. Maybe I should stop messing with springs. I've already upgraded the little $6 dinky blaster. Okay. Whatever happened to Bionic Dance? She got jaded with making atheist content because her channel wasn't performing well, and none of us could figure out why. Like, I've sat down because I've met her in real life. I've sat down and had conversations with her about why her channel isn't working, but we still weren't able to get it off the ground and going from where it's been stagnant. And as a result, she's just kind of gotten jaded with it. Which sucks. But it does mean that she's been focusing on 3D animation. So she's in the middle of a project right now that is doing that. Writer for Life has donated $10. I can just hear... Okay, that was from before. Jessica Shoutout. I think that's the way I pronounce that. I can't even conceive of having my head as far up my ass as Keemstar wants to, or as Keemstar seems to. Well, you said butt, but I said ass. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. And Writer for Life, don't forget, don't mess with too many springs. It may add an extra spring in your step. Yeah, that it would. I could even drill the spring into the flesh of my feet, and then it would make me jump higher, right? That's how video games work. That's how reality should work too, I think. That I should do another movie falsely so-called video. I know Matt Powell has a movie that I'm gonna be tackling eventually. So wait, is that a yes for the movie falsely so-called, or the yes for drilling a spring into my foot, Jack? I am confused, and I do not know which one it is. Collab with Rhino? I actually really should do a collab with Vice Rhino at some point, honestly. The most I've done is a feature on his channel. Though, speaking of that one, the mind-blowing facts that kill all atheists. This was a thing that I did on his channel ages ago. Hello and welcome to my channel. Except that's not quite. And that was... I'd been told that I have a very Vice Rhino-y voice. Apparently, some people can't tell the difference between me, Vice Rhino, and Pelagia. So I just said fuck it and went through with it. But that was a thing that I did on his channel ages ago. We should actually do a proper collaboration at some point. You're right. I think I can sound more like him in pre-recorded stuff because I can copy his inflections because they're not that different from my inflections. But I have done one with Apologia. Said, if you could choose a topic, what would you want to tackle with Vice Rhino? Let's see here. Honestly, given the amount of science stuff that Vice Rhino tackles on his channel, I would probably want to tackle something in regards to the flood. That or... It's hard to say. There's so many things the Bible gets wrong about science, but the big things are in creationism. And creationism is so rooted in the flood mythos that I end up just gravitating back to that. Tell the truth, though. You're really Vice right now. Jesus. Would you do a collab with Hannah and Jake if you could? Yes. I mean, considering that, like, that's already been a thing. They do not work. Let me see if I can... Hold on. I'm trying to search it. I've done a thing with Jake. I just can't find it. Ah, here we go. So, like, I've already done stuff with them without, like, the little, like, just super stereotyping every single hour. But that was a small thing. That was just, like, a live stream together. So, do a collab with no bullshit. Ha! Ha! No. No. William says, not a huge fan of Jake Hands legit. Like, I appreciate Jake's not a big fan. There was another one in here. Vice Rhino isn't one of the anti-SJW atheists. No, he's not. So, Vice Rhino is not only not an anti-SJW atheist type of person, he is an atheist, and he does atheist content. But he's actually, like, just a good guy. Like, he's a cool guy in regular conversation, and he's a good person in general. From what I have seen from the conversations that we've had. Yeah, I would. So, like, if I were to give you guys suggestions of it, like, if you want more atheist content creators and you don't want to go down, like, the anti-SJW rabbit hole, then my suggestions would be, like, Shannon Q, Apologia, Vice Rhino, Telltale, Jimmy Snow. Let's see here. Who else fits that bill? Nervardia, Shade, X-Cult Baby. Let's see. Who else comes into mind? Objectively Dan. That's even fucking like Matt Dillahunty and Aaron Raw aren't anti-SJW types. These are all people who I have hung out with for the most part. Some of them I have not met in real life yet. Like, I haven't met Nervardia in real life. But everybody that I've named, with the exception of Jimmy Snow and Nervardia and Shade, I have met in real life and have, like, I've shared a table with all these people, and I would willingly do so again. So, yeah. And Logic isn't really an anti-SJW type these days. He's pulled his channel very far away from political commentary, and that's been deliberate. I've had conversations with him about it. He is further to the right than me, but I would not say that he's conservative or anything like that. Even really, the anti-SJW stuff just doesn't happen. So I would even suggest Logic as well. Oh shit! Prophet Azad. Why am I stupid? Why am I stupid? The most Logic did in the anti-SJW sphere was dunking on Steve Shives, which, to be fair, Steve Shives is kind of So yeah, there's that. Vosh, I wouldn't really consider an atheist content creator. He is an atheist who is a content creator, but he does not make atheist content specifically. Junkwell says, Static Face has my keys. Wait. Does Zod really have your keys? I don't think so. I'm confused. Vosh isn't a liberal. He advocates for market socialism, which is already not a liberal position, even though he himself is an anarcho-syndicalist. Again, not a liberal. What about Luciano's Logic? Luciano is good as well, but I don't consume his content as much. Though I have featured Luciano on my channel. Digital Hammurabi is also good. Both of them are, and they are also, again, good people. These, while I have not met them, I have chatted with them privately as well. Both of them are great. So, yeah, I would suggest them. ContraPoints, well, again, I don't consider ContraPoints I'm an atheist content creator. Like, she is a good content creator. I like her content, but I would not call her an atheist content creator. Said market socialism? Yeah, that's where your markets are controlled by the workers and not by CEOs and fucking marketing firms. Jen, yeah, Jen is good as well. Jen is so recently popped into the sphere as far as like her own YouTube channel is concerned. I forgot for some stupid reason. But yeah, Jen from the Wind Down is good too. Vice Rhino's a criminal. He bastardized an RTX 3080. I've already said Telltale. Tom, do you... Okay, so I have a question. Do you know what pragmatism is, Tom? Do you understand what the concept of pragmatism is? And how the Overton window works? Market socialism is something that can be understood by people who are capitalists and pull them further left. It is easier for them to stomach than anarcho-syndicalism is. As a result, people like Vosh will advocate for market socialism instead of full-on anarcho-syndicalism so as to pull people further left, because Vosh's position is that it is better to bring more people further left and get them out of the alt-right, get them out of conservatism, than it is to just advocate for the thing that you desperately want more than anything and do so uselessly. It's about functionality. It is about usefulness. It's the same reason why he's got another position where, like, YouTube is concerned. There are some leftists who have a position that we should move leftist content off of YouTube and create our own area where we can do content that YouTube can't censor. But then the people who need to hear left-leaning ideas more often don't hear those ideas, and then that content becomes functionally useless. So, again... It's about pragmatism. It is about doing something that is useful. Channel Awesome is why we'll never do that. Yeah, you don't. YouTube is a bad platform in what it does to its creators, but it is also the most ubiquitous platform. So it is the platform that you use more often. The first time we met IRL was at the Atheist Conference. Zod was there too. This is before I watched his content, as well as someone I don't know who. They got totally smashed and Zod took his keys. Oh! Okay. Wait, Jack, did we... You were at Faithless Forum? Why am I not remembering this? Why is... No, you're right. I remember now because you were doing artwork. I'm stupid. Right. Because you were doing artwork at the bar. It makes sense now. I understand. Okay. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. How do I feel about the idea of befriending fascists and racists? Okay, so let me make this very abundantly clear. If you have a friend, and that friend happens to be a racist or a fascist, I find there to be a lot of usefulness in moving them to your position. However, I find that infiltration, basically, is less useful. It can be done, and it can be done well, but it's not something that I can personally advocate that people do because it's so fucking dangerous. It is. But there are values in learning the language of people who are your outright enemies so as to try to convince those people not to be your enemies. Convince those people that, no, the way you're thinking is wrong, and you do it by steel-manning their arguments, steel-manning the reasons why they act the way they do. Befriending, again, if it's somebody you know that moved down a rabbit hole and that door's already open, sure. But if you're starting the conversation, that can be a little dangerous. Gutsick Gibbon makes the occasional videos combating young Earth creationism through primatology. Gutsick Gibbon's also good. I've had her on the channel too. Yes, Miss Peep is a good content creator, but again, that's not atheistic content. That is political content exclusively. Like how I went from doing all atheistic content and debunking content into political content, Mrs. Peep, from what I have seen of her channel, has been political content. Oh! There's another one. I forgot. Genetically modified skeptic. Did not come to mind. That said, hopping off of that topic for now, I'm going to talk about Instacart, and then that will be the end of this particular video itself. Yesterday I mentioned theremin trees. True. So, with that said, if you have been significantly impacted by the pandemic, you probably know the value of a service like Instacart. This is not an advertisement for them, nor am I sponsored by them. This is actually a video against them. Instacart, and I have used them in the past, I will no longer be using them now, has been a very useful service to have in the middle of a global pandemic. In fact, they've managed to rake in a shit ton of cash thanks to the pandemic. They are one of the few companies that can survive something like this and actually thrive in it, because their business, for those who don't know, is grocery delivery. They go and send somebody to shop for you, and then when that person buys all the stuff, they come and drop it off at your door, and they're wonderful. But unfortunately, there is a dark side to this. As we have seen with any company that gets significantly large, they're going the same route as Walmart in how they treat employees who want to unionize. We do have an article here we're going to read through real quick to contextualize this. Apparently, Instacart is laying off every employee who voted to unionize, reported by Motherboard. The news comes as the company shuts down in-store operations at some grocery stores amid the coronavirus pandemic and doubles down on curbside pickups. So for those who don't know, the way Instacart normally works is you end up going into the store, grabbing all the stuff, checking out, and then going to drop the stuff off. Instead, they're going to have curbside pickup happen, which will make it to where Instacart employees are just picking up the groceries instead of shopping for you, which will cut down on the time that they have to shop, which is very convenient, though it is also safer for their workers. But their layoffs are impacting 10 unionized workers at a grocery store called Mariano's, in addition to other Instacart employees. The group in Skokie, Illinois, I just said it with an S. That's going to upset very many people. I'm so sorry. A suburb of Chicago, voted to unionize last year with the United Food and Commercial Workers Local 1546. It was a landmark victory for gig workers and represented the first time employees of tech companies that rely on predominantly contract labor have formed a union to collectively bargain for better wages and better working conditions. For those who don't know, the purpose of a union is so that when you are faced with a giant corporation and you are trying to bargain for being able to get things like healthcare, like a living wage, like any number of things that are supposed to help you in real life, the union is there so that you have collective power. Because while a single employee demanding something of an employer might not get a whole lot accomplished, a union is able to organize things like strikes, where they can retaliate if their needs are not met against an employer who is in a relationship with them that has all the power in the hands of the employer. Unions generally come with fees and dues, and there are plenty of places that will punish people for joining unions. I have friends who, when they joined unions, even in teaching industries, they have been punished for doing so. Because unions give you that kind of bargaining power, companies don't want there to be unions. For those who have ever worked at Walmart, to become an employee at Walmart, you have to sit through hours of anti-union propaganda on their computers, and they call it part of your training to become a Walmart employee. Instacart looks like it's going around that same route. Employees were in the process of negotiating their first contract with the news of the layoffs, when the news of the layoffs hit. These layoffs are totally discouraging for any gig workers who are trying to do something to make these jobs better, one unionized worker told Motherboard. They said they were fighting for health insurance and vacation time in their initial contract. And then, of course, they get kicked out for it. The layoffs will impact nearly 2,000 of the company's 10,000 grocery store workers. Wow. A fifth of your workers are going to be affected by layoffs because they wanted to unionize. That's fucked up. The news could have a chilling effect on other organizing efforts by Instacart employees across the country. The company's leadership has already shown its hostility towards organizers running a union-busting campaign that included bringing in managers to the grocery stores in Skokie to convince workers to vote against the union. So, for those who don't know, breaking apart a union, this is a thing that the country has a history of doing. Corporations in the United States have actually sent in officers to violently harass people for creating unions. Now, this is before some laws were made to protect people in unions so that a company now cannot destroy its unions when they are built. But what they can do is they can engage in any number of predatory or propagandic behavior in order to convince people that they don't want a union. Now, if your company is trying desperately to convince you that you don't want a union, chances are you probably want a fucking union. You probably want that collective bargaining power because your company that already has power over you right now is desperately trying to claw some of that power back as you try to scrape it out from under them. Although the pandemic has changed the company's in-store shopping model, it also brought significant increases in demand for grocery delivery. This year, Instacart plans to go public in regard to their stock market in an event that could value the company at roughly $30 billion. The company announced layoffs in a blog post about new grocery store pickup models. Instacart said that it would transfer some of the impacted shoppers to other grocery stores to provide transition assistance to people looking for work. We know that this is an incredibly challenging time as we move through the COVID-19 crisis, and we are doing everything we can to support in-store shoppers through the transition. Yes, an incredibly challenging time for the company that has gained billions off of the pandemic. Very challenging time. According to Motherboard, workers could get as little as $250 in severance pay. $250 barely covers a week's worth of utilities, rent, groceries, etc. That is not even a living wage amount for that amount of time. Instacart would not tell The Verge whether the union employees would be among those getting transferred. The layoffs are scheduled to happen between March and June, according to Motherboard. In a statement emailed to The Verge, an Instacart spokesperson wrote, "As a result of some grocers transitioning to a partner pick model, we'll be winding down our in-store operations at selected retailer locations over the coming months. We know this is an incredibly challenging time for many of us as we move through the COVID crisis, and we're doing everything we can to support in-store shoppers through this transition. This includes transferring impacted shoppers to other retail locations where we have Instacart in-store shopper roles open, working closely with our retail partners to hire impacted shoppers for roles they're looking to fill, and providing shoppers with transition assistance as they explore new work opportunities. We're also providing all impacted shoppers with separation packages based on their tenure with Instacart." The statement was pulled directly from the company's public blog post. Now, while that may read as, if you've never actually taken a look at company policies, if you've never been part of a business that has engaged in predatory practices towards you, then maybe this reads as good. Maybe this reads as the company is trying to take care of their people. They're doing their job. They're doing what they're supposed to do for their people. They're giving them severance pay. They're making sure that many of them will be transferred to another place. Bullshit. Layoffs, generally speaking, do not suddenly mean that you're going to still have a job. When you get laid off from a job, you're not working anymore. Period. That's it. It's not the same as firing, but effectively, functionally, it might as well be. In a situation like this, if you are trying to gain power with your employer, as your employer is gaining all kinds of fiscal power in the United States because of the pandemic, and that company is trying to claw that power back from you by introducing layoffs, they are not looking out for you. They're not looking out for your best interest. And it is because of this that I'm not going to be using Instacart anymore. I have in the past, especially times where I've been far too busy to shop that day. Sometimes when I'm doing like a 14-hour stream, I'll go ahead and order all the groceries on Instacart because, hey, it costs a little more, but I'm busy and I need to be working, and this gives me an opportunity to do so. No longer going to be doing that. Because honestly, this behavior is disgusting. Anytime that a company tries to bust up the formation of a union, it is gross. I have been in a company before where the unions could not exist. It was when I was working at Walmart. I remember the propaganda. I remember all of it. I remember them having the actors talk about the different ways in which Walmart benefits them without being unionized, and why would you want to pay any fees, and all that other fun stuff. But here's the thing. If you are potentially going to have a union, and that union can bargain for you to get paid an extra $2 or $3 an hour, and you pay $10 or $15 a month in union fees, if you're working a 40-hour work week, even less than that, you're making well over the $15 in union fees merely by advocating for that. Retailers will do things like suggest short-term gains for their workers, or in bad cases like this, outright threaten and move their workers around if they try to unionize. Because short-term incentives, short-term gains, all that stuff is less expensive than them having to pay their workers a living wage because the union has forced them to do so. I'm not going to get into all the examples and ways in which businesses try to get rid of their unions, de-incentivize unionization, and do everything they can to make sure that a union does not happen to begin with, and the ways in which we've destroyed unions in the past. That will be something we'll do in another video. I just want to point out this is something that InstaCart's doing right now, and I'm not okay with it, and neither should you. You should not be okay with it either. With all that said, though, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Go ahead and go into my links below if you want to go to Patreon, but while you're down there, please hit the bell notification icon so that you can see when new videos come out. And with that said, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Fucking... Anyways, are there services that do this that don't treat people that way? Not that I know of. All the gig working services right now treat their employees like garbage by saying they're not employees, for one. Real service wishes to bonk union busters with hammer. Is there a possibility of YouTubers making a union? They've tried, and there is a small burgeoning YouTube union, but I haven't looked terribly into it. Though it has been thrown at me as a shut up type of deal before. Oh my god. Guys, Ghost Chan has blessed us with something. Here, we'll do it this way. Derp Vader is here. Derp Vader has ignited the lightsaber. Derp Vader has shat himself. I had to. I absolutely had to. Ghost Chan made it, and it is wonderful. I had to see it. Now you have to as well. I do have the best fans. It's true. It's true. Best fans with best memes. Did the Emperor cry? Did he piss himself? Did he shit and come? This is why you should also do a reading of the bread book. I don't want to, though. I just read it. Well, now I have an idea to make another one. God damn it, Ghost Chan. You guys are wonderful. I have the fan art ground, Obi-Wan. I win. You did find a stream live for once, Raven, but unfortunately, we are at the tail end of the stream. We've gone into all the topics, and we have gone into all the brain hatred. Do prices rise up under capitalism? I'm not sure what you're actually trying to ask here. But it'll have to be answered in another episode, because I am signing off. But we'll sign out to the tune of Dirt Vader for everybody who's here. Here we go. We sign off to it.